Opposed? Minutes are approved. Mr. Nash, are there any recusals to be noted for the record?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have one recusal for Resolution 2024.09.07 by Vice Chair Bessich.
Thank you. Are there any agenda changes?
There are none.
Thank you. At this time, we'll hear a report from CEO Jeff Nash.
Thank you. Good morning, and thank you, Chairman, for this opportunity. Hello, everybody. Let me begin my report with a welcome to our two new board members, one not officially appointed, the other has been appointed. Mary DiMartino, who had been online. She is. Hi, Mary. And Nick Moustakis, who is sitting next to me. Nick was appointed as a Rowan University designee at their last board meeting. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you, sir.
Mary is expected to be approved as a designee by Rutgers-Camden board sometime before our next meeting on October the 16th. Mary, thank you for participating virtually today in anticipation of that vote. I've known Mary and Nick you're welcome. I've known Mary and Nick for many years, and knowing their commitment to the community, we're fortunate and excited to have them serve on the Board of Governors. Welcome and thank you. With the addition of board members, that means that we are losing two of our members who will be stepping down from their roles on this board. Last month, we recognized the many years of service of Bill Tambusi, who served with distinction as a Rutgers designee. This month, we recognize the outstanding contributions of Rowan designee Chad Bruner. Chad was the founding member of this Board of Governors and participated in every major decision made by the organization. I don't see Chad online, but we do extend our thanks. Next month, we hope to formally recognize past board members, including Micheline Davis, for their work on the Board of Governors, so stay tuned with that. In addition to new board members, we also have a new employee, Tamara Baldwin Montgomery. Hi, Tamara, who will be working on a variety of projects and assisting his efforts. Tamara has a degree in biochemistry and a master's degree in public health. She has been an outstanding addition to our team. Thank you, Tamara. We are also excited to begin the school year and advance many of the projects of the joint board. I want to recap some of them for public information. The work in this building by Rowan and Rutgers faculty and students continues. It's a very busy place, as does the work of the South Jersey Institute for Population Health and its ongoing research projects, which match Rowan and Rutgers students with a community-based organization to conduct health-related research. In fact, SJIPH is proud to announce that it will issue its first community impact report at a conference on October 11th. That is a public conference. The findings from 11 different projects will be revealed on that date, and everyone has been or will be invited to that event. Additionally, the Pathways program, which offers opportunities to Camden residents to become employed in Camden's growing medical field, started a new class in the past few weeks. The students are now well on their way in a CMA certification program. Pathways initiatives are expected to grow in the coming months. These accomplishments match the timeline for our new social media effort. It is our job to let the public know about the Joint Board's programs and accomplishments, and with an enhanced social media presence, we hope that helps do that. On the economic development front, we continue to work with the universities and the community groups on several projects. Most recently, we've worked with Rutgers on the expansion of its downtown campus. Likewise, we continue discussions with Rowan to help facilitate its vision for the medical school in life and biotech sciences. We're also working with the residents in the Cooper Plaza, Lanning West, and Cooper Grant communities to help with day-to-day issues and long-range planning in the neighborhoods. Our health initiatives are advancing as well. We continue to work on a food co-op and development of a grocery store on Broadway. Some of the board members were provided with a presentation of the related Y plan to engage Camden's youth as part of the grocery store and co-op development. We're also working on a health initiative to improve health-related outcomes for young children in the city. We have partnered with the Camden Coalition, the Perinatal Cooperative, and Camden County for that purpose. Finally, the Joint Board's finances are in good order. While the state budget reduced our annual funding for health initiatives this past year, we're cautiously optimistic that the Joint Board will be receiving some amount of funding from the state's ARP allocation. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Nash. A lot happening. Yep, thank you. At this time, we will open the meeting to comments from the public on the agenda. We appreciate members of the public attending today. Keep the remarks to within 5 minutes each as set. Do we have any public comments on the agenda? Okay. Dr.
Sarah Jocelyn.
Yeah. Doctor, you're muted. Oh, there you go. Hello.
Well, I thank the board for their work, and I also appreciate several items in the report, including the different projects from the South Jersey Institute and their meeting that will be upcoming on October 11th. It's important to include the public in the outreach. The expansion for the food co-op is also much appreciated. That is one of the big needs. I wanted to express also my support for the agenda item 2024-9-6, which is the sponsorship of the Camden Coalition Healthcare Providers for Putting Care at the Center conference in 2024. This is a very important for Camden and for Camden County because it talks about the complex relationships between social issues and a complex care management. I really request that we do provide an opportunity for feedback and reporting to the public on the outcomes of the conference and particularly actions that will be taken by the Camden Coalition of Healthcare Providers. It is extremely important to provide this kind of feedback in the public space, and I applaud you for supporting that work. That is the conclusion of my comments related to the agenda items in the current part of the meeting. I will speak later on the non-agenda items. Thank you.
Dr. Jocelyn, this is Lou Bezich. I will be at that conference and actually speaking at the conference, so be able to share some thoughts upon return.
And I'm sorry, your name is?
I'm Lou Bezich. I'm the vice chair of the board.
Oh, okay, Lou. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Great. Thank you, Doctor. Appreciate your comments. Any other comments on the agenda? Denise?
Yes, there's a agenda item to amend the bylaws. Can you tell us what you're changing and why?
I'm going to defer to council.
So it's a bylaw change to promote the smoother functioning of the board. So under the statute that created this body, we have 7 authorized members, and under the common law, we need a majority of that number to conduct business. So 4 members. But we've had a circumstance with Michelle. Micheline Davis's resignation, where we've had a vacancy. So it's created some issues in scheduling meetings. So the purpose of the change is to provide that a quorum can be established by a majority of that authorized membership, less any vacancies. So now we have Nick on the board, but so that'll increase the membership, but basically it's to facilitate us being able to meet and conduct public business when there's a true absence, either due to someone not being on the board where there's a vacancy, as I said, or sometimes you have a situation where a board member on a public body has to recuse him or herself because of a conflict, and that also detracts from the quorum. So that's the reason we're changing the bylaws to make it clear that the board can act in those circumstances when there's a lack of authorized membership. So to sum up, that's a rather long-winded explanation, but this is all in conformance with the common law and the way most boards would do something like this. So it's really, you know, in the legal world, in the world of public bodies, not at all out of the ordinary.
Sir, if you could state your name?
Sure. Joseph Souvier, a follow-up question to that. So theoretically, could the board have a quorum with one member? I think typically you're dealing with multiple members when you're reaching a decision. But as I read that, if there are various conflicts or vacancies for whatever reason, you could have a decision made by one member?
I suppose in some, very unlikely situation, but, you know, remember, that would mean that you would have 6 members where the positions aren't filled. So the membership of this board is created, some of the positions are, you know, derivative of Rutgers and Rowan. So they do get filled. It's just we've had a situation this past summer where because of, there's been a little bit of a lag, so I don't ever see that happening.
Okay. Denise?
Just to follow up, if you don't ever see that happening, why are you changing the bylaw?
Well, as I said, the reason we've changed it is because right now we're a little bit hamstrung where the board membership is statutorily set at 7. So that would mean that we would need 4. And I think we've gotten through it through scheduling, but confronted a situation where it was possible we may not have had those 4. So if we only had, let's say, 5 members, we'd be able to conduct business with 4 members. But again, I can't emphasize enough, this is probably the way every public body in the world sets these things up. Again, it recognizes the fact that people, not that people just can't come, so you still have to show up and be at the meeting. It's where there's just simply not an appointed member. Otherwise, be in a situation where the public body can't conduct any business, and it's important to the public to keep the public business moving forward.
Any other comments? Okay. We will now consider the resolutions before us. The board has decided upon the consent agenda. On the consent agenda are resolutions 2024-0901 to resolution 2024-0901 and resolution 2024-0908 to 2024-0913. Do I have a motion to approve the resolutions on the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Okay. Are there any questions? Ms. Robinson, will you please call the roll?
Chairman Mayor,
Yes.
Mr. Bezich,
Yes.
Dr. Dougherty,
Yes.
Mr. Loesch,
Yes.
Mr. Moustakis.
Yes.
Thank you. The resolutions are approved. We will now vote on Resolution 2024-0907, authorizing sponsorship of Camden Coalition of Healthcare Providers 2024 conference. Ms. Robinson, will you please take the roll?
Chairman Mayor,
Yes.
Dr. Dougherty,
Yes.
Mr. Loesch,
Yes.
Mr. Moustakis.
Yes.
Thank you. The resolution is approved. At this time, we'll open the meeting to comments from the public on non-agenda items. Please keep your remarks to 5 minutes. Any comments from the public? Yes, ma'am. Please state your name.
Kate Delaney, Collins, New Jersey. I have a comment as well as a question, and my comment would be, Chairman Mayor, that you're a very difficult guy to get a hold of. You don't attend the town council meetings of in Gloucester Township, or you're the mayor. You don't return emails. And my question is to me, can you speak to what seemed like blatant conflict of interest on your part in your determination to sell the public sewer system to private for-profit companies for which you work? So can you explain that, because to my end, it's very difficult.
So certainly, certainly has no relevancy to me being chairman here of this board or the work of this board.
Right,
But
you're
to
not
directly answer your question, perhaps you should study the Faulkner Act, because the mayor does not have a role in city council. So the council functions as a legislative body. The mayor is the executive. As you may know, I have recused myself from that, and so I have no information to share with you or any comment about it.
So can you explain then your role at New Jersey American Water? I've seen you listed as a lobbyist on a Lex form, or the Director of Government Relations. And again, I have to say that from an outward-facing perspective, as I talk to people across the state and they hear that Gloucester Township wants to sell the sewer system and that you weren't either as the government relations or a lobbyist for this company, people are just aghast. And it reflects very poorly on Gloucester Township leadership.
Thank you.
And I
Any other questions that relate to the board? I've answered what I can relating to Gloucester Township.
You haven't answered anything.
As mayor of Gloucester Township, residents would like to know if you can confirm you stand to benefit financially from the sale of our sewer to your actors.
No, I do not.
No bonuses, no one.
Not related to the sale, no. Any other questions related to the board business? Because I cannot comment on the sale of this system. I've recused myself. I did the proper thing.
You can comment
So thank
on
you.
your involvement.
Are there any questions related
Yes,
to the board
I have
business?
one other question
Yes.
I would like you to answer. As you recused yourself from your dealings in Gloucester Township, but have you recused yourself from your dealings at New Jersey American?
Yes,
So you have absolutely nothing to do with the sale of our sewer.
yes, that is correct.
So you're on a leave of absence from New Jersey.
I am not.
So then,
That's not handled.
If the system is sold, right, and there was just a ad during the Eagles game, right, that was expensive. So if the system is sold, your constituents, the ratepayers, will be paying for that, and then you're working for that company. So it seems to me that this illusion that you've recused yourself is just that, it's an illusion. You're saying, I'm not involved, but clearly you're involved. I'm also curious about your relationship with Optimus Partners, looking at elect filings. I know they also lobby for New Jersey American Water. I know that that's headed by Phil Norcross, who along with his brother is under RICO investigation.
So, Ms.
Again,
Delaney, there's a proper forum for you to address this matter, and that's at a council meeting. So
I'm at the
please,
council meeting,
please,
but you're not at the council meeting.
I have no role in council.
Public spaces to address these issues.
That's,
Mr. Chairman, do you mind if I,
yeah.
just to reiterate, we're a body separate and apart from Gloucester Township municipal governing body. So under the rules that we operate under, you need to confine your remarks to the purposes of this board. Chairman Johnson said, and so as he was about to say, the proper place for you to bring those kinds of concerns is to the Township Council in Gloucester Township, not to this committee.
Yes, and
And-
David
and-
Mayor knows that I'm not.
And as you know, from an, well, I'm not even gonna say it, but as a lawyer, you know, when you're recused on both sides, and I believe that's what the chairman was saying. But again, it's neither here nor there, because this is not the proper forum that you have place for that, but we have a body that is engaged in how to promote Camden and make it a better place, and that's what your remarks need to be confined to.
And again, David Mayor knows that I'm here because he is not appearing in public to address the issues of.
Then you need to go to the township and go to those board meetings. And as he, again, as he said, a mayor is not a member of the governing body under that form of government. But again, putting all that aside, this is not the place to have that discussion.
Well, the mayor
So,
commit to going to those council.
I welcome any further questions related to the board.
Will you commit to meeting with the public?
I'm in the public all the time. So, seeing no further questions relative to this board, I now welcome any closing comments. Would any of the board members like to comment? Oh, doctor, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for recognizing me. I wanted to specifically let the board know that we, the Community Action Network for Camden Healthy Start has met on Tuesday. We have a new leader for that group, Latina Gaines is now the coordinator. On Tuesday, when we had our meeting, Corin Norwood from the Camden County Health Department gave a presentation that included the 2023 Health Improvement Plan and alluded to the needs assessment that is beginning to prepare the 2025 plan. I wanted to make you aware of that. I saw that the health improvement plan was excellent, but I also recommend that as we move forward with the needs assessment for the 2025 plan, that we include the issue of the health effects of climate change And so I'm bringing that to the board. And of course, also in that area, I also mentioned that that Philadelphia does have a code red policy, and that has been considered legislatively in New Jersey. As the as the Camden Coalition of Healthcare Providers attends this conference, I'm hoping that they will come back with recommendations that will help with the healthcare improvement plan. There are concerns, of course. The Camden Healthy Start Community Action Network is promoting and planning our new initiative to reduce infant mortality, and particularly the disparity in infant mortality in Camden City. Those issues are related to low birth weight. And so, and other factors. We have not yet chosen the factor, but we are soliciting input, and we want to make the board aware of the importance of the work that you do. The issue of infant and maternal mortality in New Jersey remains very high. The goal is to reduce it to significantly more than 16% from the current overall value, and certainly a much greater decrease for the issues for African American and Hispanic people of African American, African and Hispanic descent. So I thank you for your interest and your support for the South Jersey Perinatal Cooperative, and I appreciate your input and guidance on these health issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, very much. Appreciate the great work. Did you?
Yeah, Dr. Jocelyn, you raise an issue that is near and dear to this board's activity, and that is working to help unwind the complicated causes of infant mortality in Camden City, and also the low birth rates, which are some of the lowest in the country. We are working on a project to help understand this issue and to resolve the problem. So any information that you can have, perhaps that we should sit down and talk about your conclusions and recommendations, so that before we come to a final decision on what we need to do, or perhaps create a pilot program to address those issues, that you can help us understand the issues and come up with some of the solutions, if that's okay.
Well, I won't speak for the South Jersey Perinatal Cooperative or the Community Action Network as a whole, but of course I am a member of the Community Action Network for Camden Healthy Start, and I'm always happy to be supportive of the needs of the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, very much. I now welcome any closing comments. Would any of the board members like to make a comment?
I would, if that's okay.
Yes.
I just want to thank this board for allowing me to serve, and the community for coming out for their comments. I want to thank Chad and the Rowan Board of Trustees for voting me in, and I look forward to working with everybody on this board. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nick. We look forward to working with you, and welcome.
Thank you, Mayor.
Anybody else?
Just welcome, Nick, and glad to have you on board.
Thank you, Lou.
Yeah, welcome, Nick.
Thank you, George.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is approved and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.